£20 change, thank you very much.
My name is Stan Luff and I'm the owner of Pilgrims Ice Cream Parlour. We were thinking of a name when we first opened 9 years ago. We were thinking, what should we call it? And as we are quite associated with Pilgrim Fathers, we called it Pilgrims Ice Cream, because it's reputed that the Pilgrim Fathers at some stage of the game definitely stayed all around the Barbican, and it's reputed that they might have stayed in this location, in this house itself.
Another large chocolate. Saucy.
That's our whipping machine. When it's colder on one side than the other, it starts the thing spinning round, because it will sense that the temperature's right over the way. Otherwise you get cold ice cream at the end, where it's a liquid, you see, and it goes through into the centre of the machine to make it colder, and then the top is like a reservoir, and it's all like milk in there, everything the same temperature. Otherwise you get the ice cream in the middle, the liquid, getting warm, and it shouldn't get above about 5. I had an ice cream parlour up on the Hoe seafront for a couple of years, and also I had a donut business, and I run them in unison on the seafront, and they're on a bid process where every 3 years the council asks you to rebid for the actual site, and if you bid enough money you get them back again, and if you don't, you don't. And I lost my donuts business because I was outbid. And after that I had a year off because my wife and I decided to open a business together, and we had a year off to have a look round and see what we could find. And all of a sudden this shop popped up, and I thought, that would be good. It's a marvellous position. So I thought, yeah, grab it. And I did. I love the atmosphere of the Barbican as well. I mean, it's great working here. You've got so many different people during the summer season, all different nationalities. You've got the water just across the way there. It's just a great place to run a business. And knowing that this was the first settlement of Plymouth, it's great. I love it here. I love it.
So do you think being on the Barbican is really good for business, obviously in the summer season and when it's sunny?
No, not really, because it's a short season. That's the problem. I mean, summer season's fine, but actually we actually don't work the full year. We only work 9 months, because December, January, February are no months. There's nobody here. It's quiet, it's cold, and the trouble is you've still got to pay your rent, rates, and all your utility stuff, even though you're not here. So we tend to make the money in the summer and spend it all, and then we start again next year with an overdraft. But you know, I like it, you know, and I think it's important in life to do things you like, and I enjoy it. My father actually started a business selling jacket potatoes, and he approached Chessington Zoo, who asked him to come in and sell jacket potatoes. So he asked me to give him a hand sometimes to help, because some days were very, very busy. So I took a day off from my driving and helped him. And he only had a little pitch and a little stand and a jacket potato oven, which he cooked them and put the fillings on. And then Chessington Zoo decided to modernise and turn it into Chessington World of Adventures, putting all massive writing, because they could see the writing on the wall that zoos were going out of fashion. People didn't really want to see animals in cages anymore. They wanted to see them in the open. So they decided, in their wisdom, to open it as a theme park come zoo. And they asked him to do his jacket potatoes from the building. And at that point he said to me, look, I can't do this on my own. I said, okay, I'll come in with you. I'll leave my business and I'll come in the jacket potato business. And that's how I started in catering. I didn't really know anything about it at all.
That is caramel pecan crunch.
All right, that's one.
It's very nice. Would you like it in any particular colour? One of those? Thank you very much. £3.20 change. Thank you very much indeed. That's nice.
I had a delivery this morning because we had a really good Saturday and a fairly reasonable Sunday, but next weekend could be wet, and I don't order again. It just depends and totally on what kind of week I've had and weather-wise. I could go next 2 weeks and hardly order anything at all, and all of a sudden I could say, wow, we've had a fantastic weekend, I could order. They deliver on a Monday and a Thursday. Well, the important thing is to get the quantity right, because at the end of the day you can't sell an ice cream. You can sell an ice cream once, but you can't necessarily sell it twice, because if you go into an ice cream place and they don't give you what you feel you've paid for, I personally wouldn't go back. So I always say to my girls, you know, I want to see it a nice. If it's small, then I'll take it back and say, excuse me, and I'll put more on. Because I've got a couple of trainees at the moment, and I've got to keep a very close eye on them, just make sure they are giving the right quantity and it looks okay. It's got to look nice, and also it's got to be the right quantity. Very important. My favourite, strangely enough, mine actually is a yoghurt. I like the lemon meringue frozen yoghurt. Reason being, actually, I'm not a yoghurt person, but it doesn't taste like yoghurt, it tastes like ice cream. And that's the only flavour we've got in our, out of 26 flavours in our servery, it's the only yoghurt in there. I love it. And it's hardly any fat in it. So I think, oh, I can have one of those. We have an extra bit on this shop. We've got our ice cream place up there, and we've got this bit. And I'll be honest, I didn't know what to put in this area here. So really, I just racked my brains and decided, well, okay, let's try coffee and tea. Simply because I honestly couldn't think of anything. I couldn't think. I racked my brains to think, what do I do? Do I do waffles or do I do cakey bits and stuff? And in the end, I just thought coffee and tea would be so easy. And that's where I am, really. You must excuse me. There you go, ladies. It's exactly £4, please. Okay. Thank you very much indeed. So my wife and I decided to open a business together and thought it'd be a great idea to work together. So we had a year off and we looked for a business anywhere in Devon really. We were quite flexible, and we found a fish and chip shop in North Devon, and we said, wow, this is great. I think we'll have this. It was brilliant. I put an offer in and the gentleman said okay, and after 3 weeks nothing was happening. I wasn't getting any lists of solicitors. I expected something, and I rang the solicitor up and he said, well, the man wants £5,000 more. And we were so disappointed because it's what we wanted. It was a good business. So strange as it may seem, the next morning my wife, we take it in turns to make the coffee, my wife and I was in bed and she brought me up my coffee, it was her turn, and a letter. And the strange thing was, it was this shop from an estate agent's that we had previously registered a couple of years before. And that's fate, isn't it? It's really, really weird. We both enjoyed working in here, but now, after 3 years, we've now got the shop across the road, and it's the little tuck shop, the sweets and fudge. So it's great now because my wife runs that, I run this, and then we can actually talk something about something, yeah. And the thing is, what we also do, we've got a system here, we've got the radio, and at the weekends, on Saturday, we were so busy in here, and I just give her 2 buzzes. I don't even have to talk into it, and she knows that I'm in trouble. I've got a big queue, so she runs over and gives a hand. So we kind of swap staff as well. So we make sure the staff in here know exactly how that works, so we can send people over there. She sometimes gets hordes of French school children, about 40 or 50, and they all bundle in, and she's like ringing on here right mad, help, help. So it's very good. It's a good system. It works very well, having the shops very close.